Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. 我是卡娜。每次讲到考托福考试的时候呢，各位同学有没有听过以下的声音？
托福口说真的超难的，又要准备阅读，还要再听听力，做完整合之后还有时间限制，而且你要讲话很快。
考托福就是为了要申请学校啊！不过啊，我考完试之后我就把所有东西都忘光光了。其实我卡纳的看法本来也是非常的相似哦，直到3年前搬到多伦多来念研究所的时候才发现，准备托福口说的4个口说的题目所学习到的4种不一样的技巧，其实都有机会可以运用在我们的日常生活当中。现在回想起来，其实托福口说并没有我想象中的这么艰涩无用，只要能真正的了解到托福口说的整个答题逻辑，就可以让大家很轻易的就运用在我们的日常生活的对话当中。So today， 卡纳决定要用网络上面很流行的有效 versus 无效的这个梗，给大家示范一下我们的托福口说的各种不一样的技巧，如何不只是让大家可以在考试当天拿好分数来申请理想的学校，也可以让大家呢运用在海外生活的教室学习以及社交场合的对话加分。So if you're interested in finding out how you can apply the TOEFL speaking skills into your everyday communication settings, let's dive right in. 托福的第一个题型呢是独立型题型，在这样的题型下，托福想要考大家的就是能不能在有限的时间内非常有组织性而且有效率的去表达出你对某件事情是支持还是不支持，或者是给你2个选择，你会比较喜欢哪一个选项。 Let's take a look at an example of how you can use these speaking techniques into an everyday real life setting.
无效托福。
Hi, it's so nice to finally see you. How long has it been? A year? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You look amazing. Have you been working out?
I have actually. It's been 3 months now and I'm pretty happy with the results.
That's awesome. Have you also been controlling your diet? Because I heard you could slim down pretty easily if you eat 1 meal a day.
No, I don't do that. I just exercise.
Oh, well. You look really great anyway.
有效托福。
Hi, it's so nice to finally see you. How long has it been? A year? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You look amazing. Have you been working out?
I have. It's been 3 months now. I'm pretty happy with the results.
Wow, that's just awesome. Have you also been controlling your diet? Because I heard you could slim down pretty fast if you eat 1 meal a day.
Oh, I actually don't recommend it. I know a lot of people have tried this and they swear by it, but personally for me, I find that once you start eating normally, your weight just bounces back so quickly. Like I tried this last year. What I did was I would only eat lunch and I would skip breakfast and dinner, but it was terrible. So I was always very hungry. And then because I was hungry, I was also super grumpy. And I would go on all these eating binges. So by the end of my diet, I actually gained 10 more pounds.
No way.
Yes way. And then I contacted my family doctor because, I was very concerned. And yeah, eventually we agreed that starving myself long term was not very realistic. I mean, how long can a girl stay so hungry and not snap, right?
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah. So anyways, I eventually, I learned that routinely working out and then also eating whenever you need to is actually the most sustainable and effective.
Oh my goodness. Thanks for telling me. I was so close to trying the 1 meal a diet a day, but I would have had to go through all that starving for no reason. Thank you, girl.
No problem.
无效托福。
So the professor said for the group presentation, we can either present in person or upload a pre-recorded presentation on Corecast. I'm fine with either. Do you have a preference?
I'm okay too.
Round 2.
Whatever is okay.
Round 3.
Oh, I don't care too. It's okay.
有效托福。
So the professor said for the group presentation, we could either present in person or upload a pre-recorded presentation on Corecast. I'm fine with either. Do you have a preference?
If we opt for presenting it in class, we'll actually need to travel to campus next week. Not exactly the most time efficient since you and I both live kind of far from school. However, if we do pre-recording, we won't need to make that trip And we can actually work on the project whenever we have time. Plus, we won't need to speak in front of the whole class next week, which means it would be a little bit easier. What do you think?
I agree. So pre-recorded it is.
Nice.
Number 2， 第二题呢是开始了我们的整合型题型。在这个题型当中呢，各位同学就需要阅读一个阅读篇章，然后再加上我们要听2个同学来讨论这个阅读篇章，他们是支持还是不支持。那在这个地方，各位同学，我在练习这一题的时候所学到这种非常快速的、有效的去统整出阅读篇章，然后再抄笔记、听力的东西，真的可以用在我们的日常生活的对话当中吗？ Yes.
Have you seen the news?
No, what news?
About the government possibly reinstating the 6th COVID booster.
Oh no, are they?
Apparently cases are going up again, and I think they're trying to reinstate travel restrictions. They don't want the healthcare system to collapse.
Oh man, I hope they don't.
Really? How come? I think making masks mandatory is a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just a little bit concerned about the safety issues of getting another booster vaccine since I just got my 5th dose not a long time ago.
So you don't think it's a good idea to get a 6th vaccine?
Don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to getting vaccine or anything. I'm not used to getting so many doses within a short time frame. I think the government should really let people depend on their own when it comes to getting vaccines.
Yeah, I think that makes sense too. Man, I really miss pre-COVID times.
Yep, same.
无效托福
Hey, Hartosh.
Yeah.
So the other day, I was at the park and I heard 2 people talk about COVID.
Yeah? What about it?
You know how it's COVID now, right? And the government has a lot of restrictions.
Right?
So, you know how most of us already got the 5th vaccine shot?
Yeah.
And this woman at the park was saying that COVID cases are peaking, right?
I don't know, you tell me.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay, so...
Okay, but anyways, so she was saying there's a lot of people are gonna be very busy.
I don't think I understand your point.
有效托福
Hey, Hartosh.
Yeah, what's up?
So the other day I was at the park and I heard 2 people talk about something interesting about COVID.
Yeah? What about it?
So they were saying that the government was going to make the 6th dose mandatory and they're going to be tightening up traveling restrictions and reinstating mask mandates.
Really? Again?
And I checked on the government official website. They're going to be announcing the exact changes next week.
Not again.
Yeah, the guy at the park was so hesitant about getting the 6th dose because he was saying that he felt like he just got his 5th one. But both of them were, kind of discussing how they felt like it was necessary to have a travel restriction with the mask mandate. It was reasonable. But, they were just very concerned about the mandate for getting the 6th dose. They think that, people should have the freedom to choose whether they want the vaccine or not. And you know what? I kind of agree with them.
Yeah, I guess it only makes sense to respect everyone's freedom of choice.
Number 3， 第3题呢也是整合型题型，不过我们的阅读篇章呢，从我们的信件还有我们的 announcement 换成的是一个课本的一个概念上面的理解，再加上老师的2个 example。那在这个地方呢，各位同学，如果说你是要出国留学的话，这个就超级好用，因为我们在课堂上呢非常需要这种有效率的，而且清晰能够去统整出你阅读所学到的这么长一篇段落的重点，以及我们上课的时候去整理老师一些重点之后，怎么样把它全部整合在一起，有效的去表达这么多的资讯。So let me show you guys an example of how you can use this technique into your everyday life.
无效托福
Hello. I will be the leader of today's discussion. Let's begin. So, positive reinforcement is, you can read the slide, increasing desirable stimulus to increase. Oh, and then
有效托福
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming today. My name is Kanna and I will be the facilitator of today's discussion. The topic we will be covering today is the importance of applying positive reinforcement in the field of education. But before we delve into that, let's briefly review some of the terminologies of positive reinforcement as well as negative reinforcement mentioned in our textbook, page 303 to 309. In operant conditioning, positive reinforcement means adding desirable stimulus to increase a behavior, while negative reinforcement means removing undesirable stimulus to increase a behavior. Now, as many of you may have read in our textbook, a classic example of positive reinforcement would be to provide rewards to students when they have reached their goal, say, passing a test. It is also commonly used in pet training. When a dog exhibits a desirable behavior, the pet owner can then provide a treat and also praise to reinforce that behavior. A good example for negative reinforcement is the seatbelt warning system, where a car would emit loud beeping sounds until the passenger fastens its seatbelt. By removing the loud beeping sound, we are reinforcing the desirable behavior of seatbelt fastening of the passenger. Now, before we move on to the discussion of potential benefits of positive reinforcement, any questions? Number 4， 托福的第4题呢就没有任何的阅读篇章，只有老师上课，然后各位同学要把这个重点抄下来。不要小看这一题没有阅读的部分，其实它需要的这个功力与技巧其实是非常的高级的。为什么呢？因为各位同学除了要听懂老师上课讲的之外，到时候在重新整理的时候，各位同学要能够做出正确的判断，哪些重点我值得一提，哪些重点呢我们可以摆一边，到时候再说。在这个地方呢，这样的 technique 我们可以用在生活上的哪里？Let's take a look at an example.
无效托福
Hey, Kenna, could you fill me in what happened last class? I had a family emergency, so I couldn't make it.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, my grandma was feeling a little sick, so we had to take her to the hospital, but she's feeling better now.
Oh, that's good to know. So for last class, the professor talked about page 205 to 208, and what glucose spikes is the blood sugar increasing and decreasing, which is and so yeah.
Thanks for that.
有效托福
Hey, Kenna, could you fill me in what happened in class last week? I had a family emergency, so I couldn't make it.
I'm sorry to hear that. I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, my grandma was feeling a little sick, so we had to take her to the hospital, but she's feeling better now.
Oh, that's good to know. So last class we talked about page 205 to 208 with additional reading material, but the professor was discussing about the concept of glucose spikes and 2 ways to avoid it. Essentially, glucose spikes is the rise and fall of your blood sugar. And if you have long-term glucose spikes, it will cause type 2 diabetes and also heart disease. Now, one way that the professor mentioned in class of how you could prevent a glucose spike is by decreasing your consumption of carbohydrates. Carbs.
Oh, sorry, I don't know why I blanked out there.
No worries. So when you actually eat carbs, what happens is that it gets broken down into simple sugar, and the simple sugar enters into your bloodstream. When that happens, the professor said that our pancreas has to create a lot of insulin to absorb all that simple sugar out of your bloodstream, and we don't want that. So if you cut down on your carbohydrates, like if you have a low-carb diet, it's actually better for you. Another way that you could prevent glucose spikes is by just cutting down sugar intake. So the professor mentioned something very interesting. He said that there's actually no nutritional benefits to us when we're, eating sugar. And also, if you constantly consume sugar, what will happen is that there might be an insulin resistance building up. So yeah, he said that the best way to kind of prevent glucose spikes happening is by to just cut down as much sugar as possible in our diet. And that's pretty much it.
Thanks, Kenna. You're a lifesaver.
No worries.
Okay, that's it for today. 希望各位同学看完今天的影片之后，可以了解到考托福考试呢，不只是可以拿分数来申请理想的学校，甚至呢，我们在准备的过程当中所学到一些口语相关技能，也可以延伸运用到我们的日常生活的英语对话。所以记得考完试之后，不要把所有的技巧都忘光光哦。那如果你正在准备托福的同学，也可以拿今天的一些例子来更加的了解到托福官方对于我们考生的口语能力的期望，让大家可以更清楚而自信的准备托福考试。I hope you liked this video, and if you did, 记得点赞、追踪、开启小铃铛。I'll see you guys very soon. Have a wonderful week. Bye, guys.